Itachi pointing at his favorite ice cream. That's what he's doing in this picture. I'm on a landscape page. Use a pencil, use an eraser, hit pause. If I go too fast, complicated drawing because we got a big hand. Complicated character, Itachi. Killed his whole family. Still ridiculously cool. So let's draw him. Standard Naruto eye, just up here. We go diagonal and then across this way. And this is kind of thicker here. Because Itachi usually has eyelashes. Not in this picture though. So we'll just keep it simple, kind of like that. Okay. So, spiking sort of Naruto eye down here. And then it's kind of squarish sort of shape coming across. Back towards the nose line. Yep. Going that way. He has some eyelashes down here usually. And then maybe an extra sort of eyelid line. So the Sharingan eye here, he's looking over to the left from in behind the nose, right? And then we'll put the pupil just sort of here looking up. Now, there's hair covering some of this, but we'll draw in the Sharingan, sort of two of them. This one's probably covered, so there's no point. So we'll go with one, and then we'll do, like there's a piece of hair that's going to come down across his face, do you know what I mean? But if you want to put the tomei there and erase it afterwards, you can. It's up to you. So his nose just like cuts across this part of his eye, right? It's literally connected. And then his nose comes kind of straight down here. It's pretty long. And then it kind of just hooks around. Goes back that way. And they do a weird thing. They do like a dot there. And he's kind of drawn like a Dragon Ball character. They draw the shadow in underneath the nose. So that's like a shadow. And then his face line kind of comes down there. And then his mask just cuts across the mouth, right? So it cuts across his whole head, obviously. And so we meet his hand somewhere here, so I'll stop it there, right? And we've got the red Akatsuki thing there. So we can only really see one eye, right? We can see like a little bit of the other, but it's in behind hair. So it's probably useful to draw the hair first. So we get in the shape for the side of his face, right? It just comes up from here. So we go, side of his face just comes out this way, around his cheek, in towards the corner of the eye, right? So it kind of curves in. Like imagine it goes to his chin down here somewhere. And then we go in and out again at the eye socket. And then this goes up to like where his headband is. So his headband will come across here. And we got a bit of eyebrow actually. And it's kind of thicker at the front here. And then we'll go with a bit of an eyelid line just across there. So, headband kind of bumps its way up here. It's across here, right? So it's sort of a bit of a box. And then like hair comes down, and then we can see like little bits of other things. So that he's got like that part in his hair, right? That sort of V just here. Because like the center line for his face is there. And then his fringe, so it hangs down. So this one like comes across the eye here, right? So like I said, it cuts off some of his eye there. And then we go again, adding spiking here. So we'll probably have to do like a little bit of like his headband and maybe his eyebrow and stuff in there. But we'll just get the fringe in first and fill in the gaps then. I think it's easier to do it that way. You could go to the effort of drawing like a whole other eye and stuff in there if you wanted, but might be pointless. And the other sort of side of his fringe would be like here. Right, and his hair goes behind his finger. But we get sort of, we'll go headbands just across there, and then the metal plate, all those details. And do they draw texture in here? Maybe a bit. It's quite dark. Right, so this has sort of metal studs just along the side. And then this sort of bottom line just to show it's a bit 3D. And then we got the scratch. So you could do it just like a single line if you wanted, but we're so close up I'll be able to make it look like it's sort of scratched in, right? This is the leaf village symbol. It's just like a spiral. And then the tail of it sort of goes up here. So we should be able to see some facial features in here. So we can see like a little bit of his eyebrow just starting there maybe. And then like an extra sort of frown or something. So this will go up here. And then his other eye or eyelash sort of area in there, a thicker line. And then his bottom eyelid just goes underneath, and you can't see like the red, maybe like you could see the start of it or something, but it's just dark in there because he's looking over to the side. And then bottom eyelash. So there's like a shadow underneath his hair here, so you can't really see anything. And we can see his other cheek line that comes down that way on his face. And like some hair spikes and stuff all coming down here. And then more hair. This was under like Studio Ghibli style, but it just looks like normal Itachi. I don't know what the difference was. It was one of those AI things, but it just looked the exact same. And we can just see his ear sort of in here, right? Some of his hair comes over it. And then like ear lines. This is just all hair then in here, and his collar keeps going. So his collar keeps going and then goes around back of his head. It just jumps up to the top of my page. We're close up on the face. So this is all just hair hanging down. And maybe like some more sort of textures here. And I guess the rest of his hair comes down. And it goes, again, it goes behind his fingers. So I'll come back to that. Because we got that big hand here, right? So he's got a very dangly sleeve just connected to this red part, right? So this is like the Akatsuki cloak sleeve bit, right? So it kind of just folds down his arm here. It's all foreshortened. So like, you know, all these curving, folding lines kind of just go down his back. So that's like his shoulder, and I guess like it'll go up a bit higher. There somewhere. And then the cloak, the back of it. Okay. Now his arm comes out this way. So, like he's got like a wrist starting here. This is a good lesson now on hands. So hands are extremely complicated things to draw. Okay, and I picked this picture because like the hand looks super cool. So it's kind of a hand lesson, I guess. So we got his sleeve here, and his wrist comes out from there. Okay, so we'll just go like that. Top of his wrist on this side. I'm gonna go, sometimes AI messes up hands, but that doesn't look too bad. So, knuckles then. So we're gonna go up here, right? And it's kind of wobbly the way they draw it, or the way the AI drew it. Right, so 1, 2. Now they kind of look like hills. It's sort of bumpy sort of lines like that, right? 1, 2, 3, and they go again, right? So they go like extra sort of bony shapes. So very exaggerated things like this, right? Down from this then we have his sort of fingers. So this kind of goes that way a bit. What's that? That's wrong. That can't be right. 1, 2. Right. So let's try. So we'll go here. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, there's another one. Right. So this is like, that's his knuckle there, and that should be a bit flatter actually. And then that knuckle, right, like that. And then there's all these skin folds, and like a wrist line going that way. There. Then we have a big finger going that way. And there's some details on here, so we'll go that way, and they do it real bumpy now. Sorry now if you can hear noise in the background. So his index finger is very big, right? Comes out like this. and then curves down around there. Right, so he's pointing at his favorite ice cream. He's saying, I want vanilla. And then this curves that way, down there. And then, so the thumb will stick out here, right? So it'll go like this, and the thumb is quite big. So extreme perspective. Like that, right? And we can just see like maybe like top of his thumbnail there. And some extra sort of skin lines and palm of the hand lines and all this. And they draw in like a little sort of shadow. So that's like the shadow line, but they actually like draw it in, which is interesting. I've never done that before. Kind of works though. Right, and then we got like some knuckle lines here. Okay, and then he's got a ring, and it's kind of a different ring to what he normally wears. So it's kind of blue and red, and then it's kind of spiky on the top. Like that. Okay, so fill in the hair just in behind this. And then his collar, actually. That's his red collar on the other side. And then hair spikes down here. And then his shoulder sort of flows off the other side down here. You can just see these bumping lines. And then the red stripe coming down the middle. Where? Oh no, that's. Oh, that's. Is it the red stripe? No, it's a sleeve. Whoops. Lines there. And then maybe we could see some of the Akatsuki sort of cloud there. Right, but I think that's everything. How to draw Itachi pointing. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.